Welcome back. I'm Jessica Cunnington, and as we continue to cover the state of our schools, as this year will be a very different school year. Joining us this evening to talk all about it is David Hansel, the Commissioner for the city's Administration for Children's Services. Thank you so much for being here with us on this Friday.
Well, Jess, thanks for having me and for covering this very important topic.
Yes, as we will continue to do so. You know, right off the bat here, your reaction today to the governor's announcement about getting, allowing schools to reopen across the state.
Well, I think this is very good news. First and foremost, it's a tribute to the people of New York City for what we've accomplished in combating the COVID-19 pandemic. We've made great progress. We have to make sure that we preserve it. But I think the governor's announcement says that it's at least theoretically possible for schools across the state to open safely. That's wonderful. We, of course, don't know yet exactly what's going to happen in New York City. The mayor and the chancellor are going to be monitoring that very closely. But we do know, whatever happens, it will involve some distance learning as we had in the spring, either through blended learning or staggered schedules, or for those parents who choose to keep their kids at home. So just as we had to adjust very quickly in the spring to what it meant to learn from home, we're going to have to continue to do some of that in the fall.
For sure. And I know ACS is ensuring that teachers and other Department of Education staff are aware of mandated reporting obligations, of course, even if they're working remotely, and continue to do so. So how important is this, obviously, to a child's life, and how can this best work and continue to work in a remote situation?
Yeah, Jess, it's very important, of course. Our core mission and responsibility at ACS is to make sure that kids are safe. But we also know that the best way to do that is to make sure that their families, their parents are supported and have all the services that they need. And so we work very closely with really many of our partners, certainly the school system, teachers, healthcare providers, for many of the families that we work with in the shelter system, our colleagues in the shelters. So really it takes a village to make sure the kids are safe, that families are supported. And so what we did in the spring and what we'll continue to do in the fall is, first of all, to make sure that everyone is vigilant about making sure that kids are safe. And that includes not just so-called mandated reporters, that includes everyone. That includes neighbors and family members and friends. It's everyone's responsibility. And then we want to make sure that parents have all of the resources that they need. We know this has been a very, very difficult time for families across New York City. Families are facing stresses in many cases like we haven't for a very long time, if ever before. And so we work very hard to make sure that families, that parents have the resources they need or know where to find them. And that includes, of course, things as basic as food and things for babies and infants, diapers and formula and pack and place, things like that. There are a lot of basic things that families need right now, and we see it as our responsibility to make sure that they can get them.
You're so right. And on that topic of resources, I guess where is a good place for parents to go? I don't know if you're filtering all those resources into either social media or something like that. Kind of what could be a main thing that parents can go to really get what they need if it pops in their head, of course, seeing this interview too.
Yes, well, just actually we have done exactly that. We set up a few months ago a new campaign and website called Coping Through COVID, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's basically a connection to all the resources that families need in order to successfully cope through this COVID pandemic. It's on our website at ACS, and if folks go there, they can find links to all the kinds of resources they may need: housing assistance, food assistance, childcare assistance, emotional support, very important for people right now. So what I encourage people to do is check out our website, nyc.gov/children, and you'll find Coping Through COVID, and hopefully that will connect you or your loved ones to the resources that you need.
A one-stop shop, it sounds like. And as you said, the need is just so great right now, and higher than we've ever seen it. So all those things that you listed off, definitely helpful to so many people. And David, thanks so much for spending some time with us this evening.
Thank you so much, Jess. I appreciate it.
And today, by the way, is the last day to submit your preference for your child's learning model to the DOE. We also have guides on local schools, plans for all of this. This is in our State of Our Schools section on our website. Just go to news12.com/BX education for the Bronx or /BK education, of course, for Brooklyn.